Hey everybody, Buggy back with another video. So this week I'm taking you along on my first hunt of 2023. So I got a little bit of a warm spell in Nebraska, made it out to the old airbase, and then it snowed 3 days later. So I am back to snowed in, so there probably won't be another video for a while. But for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, it is a brisk January today. It is actually in the 40s today, and the ground is thawed. So back out at the old air base, and this hit in the 70s. I see something around, and no clue what this is going to be. Let's have a look. Oh, that is a button of some sort, or a rivet. And I do believe that is actually going to be my first ever stars button. And this would have been a pants button off of an army uniform. I'm going to clean this up a little off camera and I'll loop you back in. Well, this was a terrible mid-tone. That's just how it popped. That right there is an old silver-plated spoon. Let's see, we got a lot of fancy, it looks like. Let's give this a pants rub and see just what we have here. Oh yeah, super fancy old spoon, probably from like the 30s or 40s, so right around the time frame of World War II, I would have to guess. But that's a pretty cool find. I will take it. Let's see if we get something else. Well, it's about that time. That's a deep penny down in the hole, and I can already see 1 cent. That is going to make my first wheat penny of 2023. Looks to be a newer one. It's got that brown patina to it, and I hit it with the shovel, of course. I've been with the ground so hard today, it's no surprise there. 1945 is going to be the date on it, but it's cleaning up pretty nice, so I'll certainly take it. So let's see if we get something else. Well, here's something interesting. I got to look at that. You can already see it. I'm pretty sure that says sterling on the back of it. It hit 86, and oh yes, would you look at that? That says carbine. So this is going to be a chunk at least to some sort of World War II metal. And look at that. Yeah, sterling for sterling silver. That is so cool. But I will certainly take that. In the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. So I just fished this out of a hole and probably broke it. I was thinking maybe it was some sort of key. It's most definitely a key. I'm going to put that in my pouch because look down there. I believe I have found the lock that key went to. It is just an iron padlock of some sort, but it's definitely got some age to it. Maybe there'll be something on the face of it. Yeah, it's just iron, so probably not getting much design off, but that's still a cool find. It's definitely got some age to it, so let's see if we get something else. Well, normally I don't show my bullets, especially like a copper jacketed one. However, knowing the history of this place, this is most definitely a World War II drop, so I will put up next to this whatever kind of rifle this came from. I do not know off the top of my head, but that's a pretty cool piece of history, so I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. I thought I was digging a nickel. That is not a nickel. That appears to be some sort of little teeny tiny toy car. It's a die-cast one, and ooh, that is a very early die-cast car from the looks of that. That's probably from the 30s, if I had to guess. I'm gonna clean this up a little off camera, and I'll loop you back in. Well, here's the little car all cleaned up. This is probably one of the nicest Tootsie cars I have ever dug in my life. The condition is just absolutely immaculate. Still has all 4 tires, just about a full coat of paint. It'll say Tootsie Toy USA most likely inside, but I am not trying to dig all those roots out of here in the field. But that is a super cool find. I will certainly take it. So let's see if we get something else. Well, same hole. I just learned a valuable lesson, and that is to check your plugs before putting them back and going back to digging. There was another car in there, probably in just as good a condition. However, that is a fresh break right off the shovel. So yeah, this is a little bit of a heartbreaker, but that's still pretty cool. So let's see if we get something else. This one came in 90 on the dais too. You see that? I see that. That's a deep, deep penny. I see Lincoln, so probably a wheat. Let's see what the date tells us. 1940 something. 48 maybe? Yeah, something in the 40s. So it's going to be another wheat penny. There's the 1 cent on the back, but I'll certainly take it. Let's see if we get something else. Well, I just dug up this bit. It sounded like a copper penny. I see writing on it enough to say that it is certainly play money of some sort, probably from the 40s or 50s, but it is pretty mangled. I tried to get it unmangled in the field, but I will show this unbent in the wrap-up. It's a cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, it looks like we have penny number 3 for today. Is it a wheat? That's pretty green. It's got to be a wheat. Let's see what this side says. Yep, 1 cent. That's a very green-looking wheat penny. Let's see what we have for a date on it. It's a little crunchy, but it has an older look to it, so I'm going to clean this off camera, and I will loop you back in. Well, as for wheat pennies, this is not what I was expecting. Look at the date on that one, 1909, first year wheat penny. I cleaned it up on the back. It's going to be tough to show it to you, but way down at the bottom there, that's a VDB. That is absolutely incredible. First year wheat penny with the VDB. I will certainly take it. So in the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Well, here's another find. This came in like a penny, and I think somebody was having a really bad day because that is a broken key. It is a Yale key with a vintage look to it, so this is most definitely going to be World War II era based on that design, but that's a pretty cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, this one was right in the top of the plug. I see another penny, and I'm guessing it's probably another wheat. That one's very crusty. And to be real honest, I cannot tell what this is exactly. I think I see 1 cent on the back. Huh, that's super crunchy. I'm gonna clean this off camera and I'll loop you back in if it's an old one. Well, here's that crusty mystery penny all cleaned up. It is a wheat penny, and it is a little bit on the older side. It's got a date of 1937 with an S mint mark. It is in a little bit trashed condition, but I'll still take a wheat penny, so let's see if we get something else. I'm not far from that penny, and this is something that I have not dug many of yet in this area. That is a nickel. Based on the rest of the coin, it's got to be an older one, and it is a Jefferson nickel. Huh. Well, at least it's got an older date on it. What does that say? 1948. So I'll still take an older nickel. Let's see what we got for a mint mark on this one. Not much that I can see, but it's a cool find. So in the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Well, here's another penny. This one's a little bit deeper and looks a little bit green. So let's see what we get. I see Lincoln, so definitely going to be a real old green wheat penny. Will we get a date through the crust? Probably not. However, that is another wheat penny. I think this is number 5 today. I'm going to clean this one up, and if I get an older date, I'll loop you back in. Well, here's just one more look at it. This is an older date, 1929. There's another look at the 1 cent, but I'll certainly take it. So let's see if we get something else. I'm a few paces away from that last penny. Here's another one that was just painfully deep, and it's another wheat penny. Let's see what we have for a date on this one. This one appears to be a 1946D, but it's still a wheat penny. I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. Well, here's another cool piece of history here. That is what appears to be a Zippo lighter. Yeah, definitely a Zippo lighter. No design that I can see on it, but this is a pretty early crank style one. And this would probably date to like, probably right around World War II, just like most of the other stuff in here, but that's a super cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Here's another one right on top of the plug. However, that's off size. That's not a penny. I believe I see writing. Yes, I do. Meaning this is going to be some sort of token. I'm thinking a transit token of some sort, and it is extremely crusty. Yeah, this is definitely a Lincoln transit token, though. I'm going to clean this one up a little bit off camera, and I will loop you back in with the detail. Well, this thing is totally trashed. You can see Lincoln Traction Company right up there. So it's definitely a Lincoln railcar token, but this side is just absolutely roached. But I will still take a token. So in the patch, that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. This one's kind of got an impression right there. That's another pretty green looking penny, and I think I see something, maybe. Oof. This one is very crusty once again, but I think that is 1 cent coming through. It's another really green one. Let's see what this one has for a date. I see crusty. I'm going to clean this up off camera, and if it's an older date, I'll loop you back in. Well, it is another older one. 1938 is going to be the date on it, but it's a cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, it's starting to get a little bit late in the day, but that's another old penny. Guessing probably a wheat and probably a newer date. And yeah, I do believe I see 1 cent poking through. Let's see if a date will reveal itself for us. Looks like a 1940 something. 1945 it looks like, but I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. Well, here's another deep penny though. This one hit 85. I have heard of Indians coming out at this spot, but that is not one of them. That is going to be another wheat penny in super trash condition. But it's green, so it might have an older date to it. Wow, I am not seeing much at all. I'm going to clean this one up off camera and I'll loop you back in. Well, this one is super tough to see, but either 1925 or 1928 is the date on it. Super green patina though. I'll take another wheat penny, so let's see if we get something else. Well, the flashlight's on now. That looks interesting. That is in the shape of a bell. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. 1950 female dog tags. Interesting. Let's see if this is, yeah, it's a Lincoln dog tags tag, which makes sense as that's the closest city to where I am at. But that's a super cool find. I will certainly take that. So in the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Well, here's another something off-sized. And it's got to be a token of some sort. This side's totally blank. Oh, that's interesting. This side says canteen, and something above it looks like NCTC canteen. It's got a very World War II look to it, and honestly, I have no clue what this is. I will put up next to it whatever it is. That's an awesome find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, this is certainly how you cap the night off. Look at that. Shiny in the plug. However, I think that's just a rosy. Yep. Ha. Still silver, though. I will take that. S mint mark on the back. First silver coin of 2023, too. 1954 is going to be the date on it, but I will certainly take it. So in the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Wow. I just can't even make it back to the car. Still pulling coins. This looks to be another green wheat penny. Oh, that's in beautiful condition underneath that dirt. There's your 1 cent on the back. Let's see what kind of date we have on this one. Looks a little crusty, but I'm going to clean it up off camera and I'll loop you back in. Well, it is definitely an old one. 1919 with a Denver mint mark. So yet another wheat penny out of this spot. So let's see if we get something else. I am still making that pass back to the car. Just a couple more steps. Another penny that appears to be another wheat penny. Another really green and worn out one. This one has a date of, oh, another old one here. 1924, I believe. Let's see if we got a mint mark under that. 24 with an S mint mark. So this could actually be a lower mintage one. And if it is a lower mintage, I'll throw it up next to the coin, but I'll certainly take it. Let's see if we get something else. Well, that's a little bit of a heartbreaker. That sounded like a silver quarter. However, that is still a really cool piece of World War II history. That is a 50 caliber round, but that is a super cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Hey everybody, Bug Eater back with another wrap up for my first hunt of 2023 at the old air base. So we'll start off with the relics. I got onto a silver plated spoon as well as a couple old bits of ammunition. I also got onto an iron padlock as well as the iron key that was in the same hole with it. I also got onto a busted Yale lock key with a vintage look. I got onto an antique Zippo lighter as well as some chunks of Tootsie Toy. This one's broken. The green and red ones were actually in the same hole. However, I smashed the green one with the shovel. I also got onto a vintage zipper pull as well as this 1950 Lincoln dog tags tag. I also got onto an airman's button off of a an Air Force jumpsuit from World War II. Onto the tokens, I got onto this one here, which is actually from the State Penitentiary Canteen. It only dates to 2003. I got my first piece of dated play money, dated 1943. It's a $50. I also got onto a really roached Lincoln Railcar token. For coins, I got a 1948 Jefferson nickel, a bunch of wheat pennies, including a 48, a 46, a couple of 45s, a 38, a 37, a 29, a 25, a 24, and a 1919. The oldest wheat penny of the bunch was a very special one. It's a 1909, and if I flip that over and zoom in for you, it's tough to see, but there is a VDB down on the bottom. And then onto the bits of shiny, I got a 1954 Roosevelt dime. This one has a mint mark of San Francisco on the back, as well as a chunk of a World War II carbine medal. This one is actually marked sterling as well, if I flip that over. But that was my hunt, guys. Thanks again for coming along. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Bug Eater, signing out.